In this chapter, we will be looking at units of measurement.
In this lesson, we're going to look at taking a measurement in one unit and breaking it into several units.
All right. Hi, everybody. So in this particular lesson, we're going to do some conversions. We're going to still work with conversions here, but in this case, what we're going to do is we're going to look at a scenario here where the final measurement is going to be expressed in multiple different units. Okay, so sometimes the expectation is that you're going to be given an answer not with respect to a single unit, but different units, and they get kind of progressively smaller as you go along here. When you do this, the idea or the kind of the impetus to this is that the answer that you give is going to be given entirely in terms of whole numbers, not in terms of decimals. So what we do here, and sorry, let me give you an example here. So what you might say, for example, you might say that something is 4 feet 3 inches long. Okay? And so we give the measurement in terms of two different units that we put together here, and we assume that it's an addition between them. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to take a single measurement and we're going to break it up into progressively smaller units here. So typically the way this works is we're going to take note of how many of the smaller unit go into the big unit. So we want to understand the conversion factor first. Then we're going to divide the given measurement, okay, that we're given by that value here in that first step. And typically what you're going to get is a decimal number. The whole number part of that we pull off to the side. Okay, that kind of takes the place right here. This would be your whole number. Then we have a decimal left over that we have to convert into a whole number. And we do that by simply multiplying the decimal again by that number that we found in step one. Now, if that doesn't make sense, just describing it here, don't worry about it. We're going to do a handful of examples, and hopefully you get a sense of the rhythm of these sorts of questions so that you know what to do. So here we go. So we're going to start by converting 71 ounces into pounds and ounces. The first thing we notice here is that 1 pound is 16 ounces. Okay, so keeping that in mind, that we've got that number there in mind here, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take 71 and divide it by 16. Okay, so we're going to see how many of these entire 1 pound kind of pieces of that whole that we've got here. And so when we divide that out, we get 4.4375 here. That 4 up front tells us that we've got 4 complete pounds in this measurement. And then we've got this decimal here, and we've got 0.4375 of a pound. Okay, this is all still in pounds, so we've got this 4 whole pounds plus 0.4375 of a pound. This is the part that basically what we're saying here is we're saying, oh, shoot, I couldn't quite get another pound out of that, so I'm not going to carry on. I'm going to pull back here, and I'm just going to see how many ounces that is. So this is a pound here. So if we multiply it by 16, okay, we multiply this fraction of a pound by 16 ounces per pound, we're going to get how many ounces are left over, the remainder there. And we get, in this case, 7. So that's the pattern. That's the pattern. We figure out what the conversion factor would be. We divide, take the whole portion, put it here, and then the decimal value we multiply again by that conversion factor. Let's take a look at some more examples here. So we're going to start off with a linear one here, 192 feet. Sorry, 192 inches, my mistake. We want to convert that into feet and inches, and we know that there are 12 inches in 1 foot. So let's take that. We're going to take 192 and we're going to divide that by 12. Okay? And so I just pull out the calculator here. 192 divided by 12. And in this case, we get 16. Now, in this case here, we're getting 16 with no decimal left over here. There's no remainder. So that's it. Okay? There are no inches there. So that's fine. That sort of thing can happen here where that works out really beautifully. Okay? It's not always going to work out like that. Let's take a look at another example. We want 4,805 yards. We want to convert that into miles and yards. Okay, So the conversion is 1 mile is 1,760 yards. So we'll start with this 4,805, and we're going to divide that by 1760. We'll pull out the calculator. So 4,805 divided by 1,760. Okay, here we go. So now we've got this 2.7301. Now, I'm going to just approximate this 2.7301, and this is going to go on and on, okay? And I'm going to be kind of cognizant of that here. But what this means is I've got 2 full miles and not quite a full mile here. I got 0.7301 of a mile. So 0.7301, okay, and I'm going to use dot, dot, dot there because I'm going to use that full decimal. What I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract the 2 off of this because I don't need it anymore. But now I'm going to multiply, and I'm actually going to convert back. So the first thing I did by dividing, I was converting the yards into miles. Now I'm going to go backwards, and I'm going to convert the miles back into yards, and I do that by multiplying this number by the 1760. Okay, so we multiply that by 1760, and we get 1,285. So what that means is we've got 1,285 yards left over, not quite a full mile. And so here we go, 2 miles, 1,285 yards. Okay, let's take a look at another one. So we've got 9,457 pounds. We want to convert that into tons and pounds. And a ton is going to be 2,000 pounds. Okay, so here we go. 9,457. We're going to divide that by 2,000. And again, I'm going to go to my calculator. So 9,457 divided by 2,000. And I get 4.7285. And I like that because it looks to me like that decimal terminates. So I'm going to take that 4 away here. I know that's going to be 4 tons. And now what I'm left with is this 0.7285, and I'm going to convert that back into pounds by multiplying it by the 2,000. So I'm going to take off the 4. So I've got just the decimal, multiply that by 2,000. And we get 1,457 pounds. Wonderful. Okay. Now we're going to change this up just a little bit by adding a third unit here. Okay, so we're going to convert 825 inches into yards, feet, and inches. Okay, now I'm going to do a little bit of work down here, just because I know how this is going to play out here, and I'm going to need just a little bit more space before I get the answer because I'm going to have to do this in kind of 2 steps. So the first thing that we're going to do here is notice that I got a conversion here, yards to feet and feet to inches. But my first unit, the actual value that I'm working with here is 825 inches. So I'm going to work with this little bit here first. So we're going to work with 825. We're going to divide that by 12. So on my calculator, I've got my, here we go, 825, and I'm going to divide that by 12. And I get 68.75. Okay, so what this tells me here is I've got 68 feet, and then I've got 0.75 of a foot, and I'm going to convert that back into inches by multiplying by 12. So I'm going to subtract the 68, multiply by 12. So this is the same as 9. So I've got 9 inches. Okay, good. Now, that little bit here I can work with. That 9 inches, I know that's going to be 9 inches at the end here. Actually, I was going to write inches, and it's already written there, so I'm just going to get rid of that. Little mark there. So 9. Now what I want to do is I'm going to take the 68 feet, and I'm going to do the process again here. I'm going to convert the feet into yards and feet. So 68 feet, I'm going to divide by 3. Okay? So now, here we go. Clear that out. 68 divided by 3, and I'm going to get 22.667 blah blah blah. Okay, if I round that, so I know that there are 22 yards. I'm going to subtract the 22 off of that, just to get the decimal, and I'm going to convert that decimal back into feet here by multiplying by 3. So multiply that by 3, and I get 2. So now I've got all the information I need to finish up this last 2. This is 22 yards, 2 feet, 9 inches. Okay, so but just bear in mind how I work this thing through here. Started with the 825 inches. Okay, then I was looking for feet and inches, but the feet can be broken up further. So the inches won't. The smallest unit won't. So as soon as I got the 9 inches, I knew that was good. I had my 68 feet, and now I had to break that up into yards and feet. And once I did that, I was done. Okay, let's look at another one, a similar one. I've got 32,190 ounces. I want to convert this into tons, pounds, and ounces. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go from ounces to pounds and ounces. So 32,190. Okay, I'm not worried about the conversion to tons because I'll get to that in a bit here. I'm going to start with the pounds and the ounces here. So I'm going to divide that by 16. Okay, so here we go. 32,190 divided by 16. Whew, we get 2,011.875. So I know that we're looking at 2,011 pounds, and then we've got 0.875 of a pound. Now I'm going to multiply that by 16 to convert that into ounces. So first of all, subtract the 2,011, get that out of there, and then we're going to multiply that remainder by 16, and that gets me 14 ounces. Okay, so I know that this is going to end with 14 ounces. Now, this next one here, actually, I can look at this and tell you right now how this is going to work. And it's because this number is so close to the conversion. When I take a look at 2,011 pounds, I already know that a ton is 2,000 pounds. So, I mean, I can see right now that that's going to be 1 ton with 11 pounds left over. Now, if you don't like that, we can simply take that 2,011, divide by 2,000, because this will still work. So 2,011 divided by 2,000 will equal 1.0055. So I know for sure that's going to be 1 ton. And then I'll take that 0.0055 and multiply that by 2,000 to convert it back into pounds. So subtract the 1, multiply by 2,000, and again we get that 11. And so there we go. So the answer is 1 ton, 11 pounds, 14 ounces. Just step by step. Don't try to do too much in one step there. Okay, now finally here, Maria has 3 textbooks, each weighing 12 ounces, 14 ounces, and 15 ounces kind of respectively. What is the total weight in pounds and ounces? Well, first of all, let's get the total. So 12 plus 14 plus 15, okay? And that's just a matter of adding those up. 12 plus 14 plus 15 is going to be 41 ounces. Okay? So we start off with 41 ounces. And we know that there are 16 ounces in a pound. So 41 ounces divided by 16. Pull out the calculator. 41 divided by 16. We get 2.5625. So I know that there are 2 pounds. So we subtract the 2 because that's that bit of information that I was given. It's this last little bit here that I want to figure out what's going on. It's not quite a pound, so it's a fraction of a pound. Let's multiply by 16 to convert that little bit back into ounces. And if we put 0.5625 multiplied by 16, we get 9. So the answer is that altogether, those books they weigh 2 pounds and 9 ounces.